Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So today we are going to learn about, good morning all. Hope you all are doing well. Yesterday we did plural, this punctuation marks. I think you remember what all we did. So go through that in lecture notes that I have given to you, and prepare the answer for that. It's an important answer. So in today's class, we are going to do subject verb agreement. Before going to the theory class, I want to talk to you about afternoons lab hours. So because of continuous holidays on Saturday, you could not do so many labs, isn't it? So how many labs were completed for you by other faculty?
5,
Hello?
ma'am.
5?
Yes, ma'am. Physics we have done 5, ma'am.
5 labs. Okay. So today we'll do sixth lab. So you all have to pair in. You must have your friend's phone number. Okay, your close friend or the person who sits beside you. You must have their phone number. And if I am giving you some activity, you have to, after taking the instructions, I'll give you 5 to 7 minutes. You have to uh, talk to your friend whose phone number is there with you, or your close friend, or your benchmate, or anybody whom you feel you want to pair with. So I'll give you role play. Then you have to practice that, and when I'm telling you, when I call you, you have to log in. I mean, you have to come on screen. You have to be on the video, open your video, and perform that act. Since this is offline, we have to resort to this type of activity. Otherwise, if we were offline, we would have given you to do that in the ICS lab. Okay, so be prepared for that. Be ready with the phone number, pair up with two people. Okay, and I'll go as I see the number, random numbers I'll choose, and I'll let you know. And then you have to be ready with your presentation. Okay, get it? All are there. If you don't respond, I'll ask you all to on your videos and sit. I'll be
Yes.
continuously watching you. Which one is better?
This one,
You want to
ma'am.
come on video?
No, ma'am.
You have to respond, otherwise it can be done. The class need to be very active, if we, first of all, we are taking online, and if there is no response from the other side, I feel like as if though I'm just talking to the laptop screen. It's not the students, but laptop screen. Okay, so please don't do that. When I'm asking you to respond, please respond on your audio. Okay, so in today's class, we are going to do first fifth hour I'll take, then sixth hour Dr. Sunil will take, and seventh hour Madam Indrani will take. So I'll give you the activity, I'll give you instructions, and they'll follow up. Okay, now? Okay, this you see the slide, isn't it? So subject verb agreement. The topic itself talks about that. So there are 12 rules for it. We are going to go in detail. What it is, I'll tell you. It is the subject in any sentence. There is subject and there is also a verb in a sentence, in a meaningful sentence. So they have to agree with each other whenever you are conversing with anybody, or when you are writing something. The rule of subject verb agreement is that subject and verb must agree with one another in number. That is, if you are having one singular subject, the verb also should be singular. If it is a plural subject, then the verb also should be in plural. There are some rules that we have to follow whenever we are conversing, when we are speaking, and when we are writing something. You must have observed that in your previous reading. But if you have not done that, now start observing that how it happens. Many people use wrong subject verb agreement, which looks very, I mean, which looks absurd when we are talking, or it feels as if though we are ignorant of the language. Thus, if a subject is singular, it verb must be also singular. And if a subject is plural, its verb also must be plural. This is actually known as, in grammar, it is called as concord or subject word agreement. There are rules. We are going to go in detail about finding out as to how it is done. The rule one is that a verb agrees with its subject in number. A singular subject takes a singular verb. Singular subjects take singular verbs. The car, for example, the car stays in the garage. What is the subject over here? What is the subject in this sentence? Yes?
Car.
Any takers? Car, very good. So the car stays. It, sometimes people feel that stays is because s is added to it, it is plural. No, but because the car is one, it has to be stays. S should be added to the verb in the garage. In the car stays in the garage. The flower smells good. This is singular. If you want to make it plural, the cars stay in the garage. You have, when you are having plural as this in the same sentence, if you have plural as cars, and it you want to say that it is stay in the garage, you have to use this, make the sentence in a way, in this way: the cars stay in the garage. The cars stay in the garage. The car stays in the garage. So the verb over here is added by s. The flower smells good. If you want to change it to plural, the flowers smell good. You have to always remember this rule. There is an old saying that opposites attract. The rule for singular and plural verb is also like that. The opposite of the rule for singular and plural nouns. When you match subjects and verbs, you might guess that stays and smells, as I told you, are plural verbs, but they are not. They aren't. Both stays and smells are singular verbs. You have to remember that. Then again, we have the second rule. The number of the subject, singular or plural, is not changed by words that come between the subject and the verb. Like, one of the eggs is broken. Of all the eggs, one is broken. So how will you change? One of the eggs is a prepositional phrase. The subject one and the verb is are both singular. Here, mentally omit the prepositional phrase to make the subject verb agreement easier to make. Here, one of the boys in the class studies well. One of the boys in the class. So of all the boys, one studies well. Of all the boys in the class, one doesn't study well. Of all of them study well. Example can be given like that. So the subject one and the verb are both singular over here. Understand? Some subjects always take a singular verb, even though the meaning may seem plural. The subjects always take singular verbs, like in each, someone, either, anyone, neither, nobody, somebody, no one, anybody, everybody, everyone, everybody. Someone in the game was hurt. So here you will not say someone were hurt. Someone in the game was hurt. So we are talking about of all those people, one of them, someone, one person. So here it becomes a singular. Some subjects always stay singular verb, even though the meaning may seem plural. Here the three rule is that it may seem they are plural, like each one, everyone, nobody, somebody, everybody, everyone. It might look like plural because you are talking about a group of people or many people. Okay, but the verb is always singular in this. Someone in the game was hurt. It is not were hurt. Okay, neither of the men is working. It is not neither of the men are working. It's not like that. Because we are talking about men in general, it is not are over here. When we are talking about neither, it becomes singular. Neither of the men is working. Understood? Or should I repeat? Where is the PPT? Are you able to see the PPT? Is it changing? Is the PPT changing?
No, ma'am.
No? What happened? Are you able to see it now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So singular subject must have singular verb, plural subject must have plural verbs. Okay. Then the following words may be singular or plural depending upon their use in a sentence, like some, any, all, most. And another rule is that the pronoun you always takes a plural verb. You were invited to come. You are asked to clean the room. You sing so well. I want you. You can see the as the slide suggests. We is plural, but in a case of you, it is always in the form of a plural verb. I is singular. I am. But when it is you, it is always were. You were, you are, and also the verb is in the plural form. If a sentence again begins with here or there, the verb agrees with the subject which follows it. Here are the ways on how to preserve meat. If a sentence is starting with here or there, the verb agrees with the subject which it follows. Like, what is the verb over here? Okay, there is a huge gap between the rich and the poor. Now, the rich and the poor are the subject over here. But we are talking about the general, I mean, many people, many rich people and many poor people. But here, we are using is because we are talking about the gap over here. There is a huge gap between the rich and the poor. So it is always in, whatever follows it, it agrees with that. Here we are talking about the ways. Here are the ways. This is the subject over here. So when we are talking about the subject in plural, then here it becomes a plural verb also. Okay, here are the ways on how to preserve meat. There is, the exception is there for here and there only. There is a huge gap. Gap is, we are talking about a gap in a singular form. So here it is used as singular. There is a huge gap between the rich and the poor. So depending on their use in a sentence, some, any, all, or most also. Most of the news is good. Here news, because it s is added, it is not plural, though many types of news must be coming to you. Here most, when we are talking about using these types of words, most of the news is good, it is singular. Most of the flowers were yellow, that is a plural form. All the pizza was gone. Here in the pizza is considered as singular. All the children were late. Here, because of the plural, that the verb is like that. Subjects joined by and are plural. Joined by and. Subjects joined by and means and. Subjects joined by or nor. Either or, neither nor. You might have heard that. Take a verb that agrees with the last subject. Like Bob and George are leaving. Neither Bob nor George is leaving. Here, Bob and George, they have become two. That is, they have more than one is a plural. So the subject that follows or the verb that follows will become plural. Bob and George are leaving. If you say Bob and George is leaving, it will be a wrong sentence. Neither Bob nor George is leaving is a correct sentence. When you use, when you separate them, when you separate Bob and when you separate George, they become singular. So you will follow it with the verb will be is in a singular form. Neither Bob nor his friends are leaving. Here, the plural is friends. Friends is plural. So again, you will use as are. Neither the players nor the coach is joining. You see, either or, neither nor, you have this. Neither the players nor the coach is joining. When you use neither, either, it follows with the verb follows in a singular or plural manner. Neither the players nor the coach is joining. Here you are using is. Either the conductor or the singers are attending the concert. Then we have a singular verb subject followed by intervening words or phrases such as with, as well as, in addition to, accompanied by, together with, and no less than. Take a singular verb. Jake, accompanied by his sister, is enrolling in PCC. So here, with, as well as, in addition to, accompanied by, together with, and no less than takes a singular. The fourth rule is again that it will be, even if you use this and you have a plural verb, here you will be having singular verb only. If there are, you feel that there are plural subjects, then also it will have a singular verb. A singular subject followed by intervening words or phrases, such as with, Jake with his sister, if you have, as well as, Jake as well as his sister, in addition to, accompanied by, together with, and, or no less than. It always takes a singular verb. You have to remember this. Okay. Singular subjects joined by and require a plural verb, except when they mean one thing. Larry and Mercy are reading novels. My teacher and friend is here. Why do you think they are, when and has come and Mercy and Larry are reading? You see over here it is plural. But here, when you are talking about my teacher and friend is here, when singular subjects joined by and require a plural word, except when they mean one thing. That is, they both have arrived, but they are here. They have come to meet you. That is why they have become one. And this can be, this has to be used in a plural manner. There are here, there and here are never subjects. In sentences that begin with these words, the subject is usually found later in the sentence. There were 5 books on the shelf. Example. Were agrees with the subject books. There were 5 books on the shelf. Here it is there is agreeing with, sorry, were, not there. Were is agreeing with the verb, that is the books. They are in plural form. Here is the report you wanted. Agrees with the subject over here. Report is singular. Understand? We did this. 2 singular subjects joined by either or neither nor take a singular verb. Either mummy or daddy is coming with me at the outbound. Neither Ferdy nor Dice is waiting for you. They become singular. Either or, neither nor. If a singular subject is followed by a phrase containing a plural noun, the verb is singular. Another exception is that collective nouns. One of the boys is yelling so loud. Of all the boys, one is yelling. Of all the members, one of the members is against the rule. So it can be used as a group, but you are talking about the one that is doing that. So that is also, the verb here also is in singular form. Collective nouns may be singular or plural depending on their use in the sentence. A collective noun is a noun used by name or a whole group. Army, crowd, orchestra, audience, flock, public, class, group, swarm, club, herd, team, committee, jury, troops. All these are collective nouns. Army of soldiers. A crowd of unruly demonstrators. Orchestra. An orchestra of musical band. Audience or a group who are large audience. Flock is used for birds. Public is group of people of different ages. Class, a class of BTech first year ECE. Group of students, group of people. Okay. Swarm of bees. club of members or club of cricket players, herd of elephants, team of again basketball players, committee, you all know members, committee members of the college, jury is a group of judges, and troops are again here soldiers also can be used. The orchestra, so these are all whatever examples I have given, they are all in plural, but when they are used as one, uh, I'll tell you the example where audience is one and somewhere the audience are two, I mean plural. The orchestra is playing a hit song because it is considered as a one unit. Okay, as I gave you the example, army is fighting the enemy. So the army are fighting will not say, because they are one unit, they are considered as singular. The orchestra were asked to give their musical backgrounds. Now here they have become separate because they are talking about the individual performers in the orchestra. So they were asked to give their musical backgrounds. Now orchestra is considered as a separate individuals here. Okay, that is why in this case it is used as a plural. The same thing, same word, when they are the audience are watching the presentation, or present or spectators of the presentation. The audience is the spectators of your presentation. The audience are leaving through different gates of the auditorium. Then they become plural because they have scattered now. They are not a one entity. Understand? So here the difference you must see, when they have become one group, they'll be singular. When they have scattered or when they are talking about individual in that group, they are called plural. Expressions of time, money, measurement, and weight are usually singular when the amount is considered as one unit. $5 is too much to ask. It is not R. $5, though they are plural in number, five is plural in number, but it becomes one entity. $5 is too much to ask. 10 days is not nearly enough time. Talking about those, though 10 is plural, but we are talking about as a time entity. 10 days is not nearly enough time. On occasion, however, these terms are used in the plural sense. They were 30 minutes to count down. There are some occasions, there are some exceptions wherein they are used as were or are. The verb is plural here. There were 30 minutes to count down because they are breaking into entity now, separate entity. Some nouns, while plural in form, are actually singular in meaning. Like, for example, mathematics is an easy subject for some people. Physics is taught by Professor Siva, Sivanagraj. Okay, so though S is added to it, it does not mean it is plural. This is a noun, and in the plural form also, the meaning actually is singular only. Mathematics, physics is the example. Mumps, home, economics, social studies, measles, calisthenics, statistics, civics, physics, gymnastics, phonics, news, acrobatics, aesthetics, thesis, mathematics. All these are the examples. They look like plurals, but they are actually singular. Do not and does not must agree with the subject. Use does not after he or she, it. You must know this. I hear many people, many even the faculty, I see them, she don't know. Oh, it's so bad. It's actually, you you should never speak like that. I don't know. I, when you are using this don't and doesn't, make sure all the time, note it down in your notebooks. I don't, you don't, we don't, they don't, she doesn't, he doesn't, and it doesn't. I doesn't know is wrong. You don't use it. You doesn't know is also wrong. They doesn't know is wrong. She don't know is wrong. He don't know is wrong. Don't speak like that. So I'll share this handout to you. Your homework will be to fill in, go through the rules properly and fill that handout and send it back to me on my domain mail ID. Here are a few exercises. Circle the correct verb in each of the sentences given below. The football players runs 5 miles every day. So according to you, how much you have learned, how many corrections have to be made, you have to show over there. Both were asking to be freed. Several are seeking justice. For the infinite pronouns, several, few, both, many, others are always plural. In cases of several, few, both, many, others are always plural. The indefinite pronouns, some, most, all, none are singular or plural according to the meaning of the sentence. Some of the girls were absent. Some of the ice cream is left. Here, according to the some of the girls, here it is plural. So the verb that followed is were, that is present, that is absent. Here were is plural. Some of the ice cream, we are talking about some ice cream, which only one ice cream is left. Here we are talking about singular. When any of the following indefinite pronouns is the subject, the verb is singular. Like I told you, everybody, each, no one, another, anybody, nobody, every, nothing, everything, anyone, either, neither, everyone, somebody, someone. All these become every man and woman in this hall is a member. When we are talking about every, that becomes a individual entity now, that becomes a singular. So we are using a singular verb over here. Yes, I told you about expressions of time, money, weight, and also distance are singular even if the form is plural. 2 years is a long time to wait. To $1 million was given back to the, was here underlined, was given to the owner. When the amount of money refers to separate units, then the verb is plural. Like 25 centavo coins were found. Here 5 coins are there, about 25 cents. 60 100 peso bills were added to the budget. Because we are talking about the bills over here, that it has become plural, were added to the budget. Okay, So we have gone through 12 of the subject rules of subject verb agreement. It is, in other words, in English language terminology by English language experts, it is also called as concord. So don't be puzzled when you have come prepared with subject verb agreement and the question comes as uh, define the different rules of subject verb agreement, or define those 12 rules of concord. If they come, don't be puzzled and don't hesitate in writing the answer. This also is a big answer, so you will have it in the 7 marks category. Or if it comes for 2 marks or 3 marks in your SE exam, then you just have to mention the rules with just examples. Okay, but if it comes in 7 marks, you have to define why this is like that. Okay, why we have to use plural in that case and why we have to use a singular in that case. We have to talk about the exceptions as well. Understand? I think the time is up, 11:10. Okay, so we'll meet 1:30 sharp. You be prepared with your friend's phone number. Okay, and you talk to them also and tell that I want to be your partner in the role play. Okay, I'll give you instructions there only. Okay, we'll do role play, and what it is there along with that, I'll ask you to write in your worksheet. What about the worksheets? Are you writing them? Hello?
No, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll send you the topics. You go through and divide it. Lab 1 was having motivational speaker. I'll give you the topics. You have to start writing your this one worksheets also, because they might enable any time and ask you to upload, that it will be difficult for us to go through if they are not ready. Okay,
Ma'am,
start
worksheet
preparing it.
completed, ma'am.
Worksheets completed. How come?
They given only 10, ma'am.
Ma'am, they given CR gave only 12.
Okay, okay, you use A4 size.
Okay.
Okay, and take the photocopy for the first page.